Why do victims stay? Unpacking the psychology of abuse. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel MindMatters. I'm really glad you're here. If you're new on this channel, we talk openly about mental health, healing, and personal growth. Today we're unpacking a question many people ask when they hear about abusive relationships. Why don't victims just leave? On the surface it seems simple, but the reality is far more complex. Psychological, emotional, and social forces often trap victims in painful cycles. Let's walk through this step by step. The invisible chains, how it begins. Let's start by looking at how abusive relationships usually begin. Most of them don't start with violence or cruelty. They often begin with warmth, charm, and what feels like deep love. Abusers use love bombing to create a powerful emotional bond early on, showering their partner with attention, promises, and affection. Then, little by little, subtle manipulations begin. Boundaries are blurred. Small controlling behaviors are disguised as care. Victims hold on to the fairy tale version they saw at the beginning, making it hard to see what's really happening. To understand this stage, consider the early signs that often go unnoticed. These red flags build the foundation for deeper control. Love bombing builds emotional dependence. Subtle control slowly becomes normal. Early red flags are often dismissed. Let's now consider what happens once the abuse starts to take shape. The cycle of abuse, why hope becomes a trap. Abusive relationships often follow a cycle. Tension builds, abuse happens, then comes apologies and the honeymoon phase. Those moments of calm and affection give victims hope that things will change. Over time, this pattern creates a trauma bond, a powerful emotional tie that keeps victims feeling connected even during harm. Many also develop learned helplessness, a state where they believe nothing they do can change their situation. This isn't weakness, it's psychological conditioning. Here's how this cycle traps the mind. The cycle of abuse creates emotional confusion. Trauma bonds make leaving harder. Learned helplessness traps victims mentally. Let's now talk about what starts to shift things. Breaking free, the turning point. For many survivors, it begins with a single moment of clarity, the realization that what's happening isn't their fault. This can come through therapy, a friend's words, or simply reaching emotional exhaustion. Support systems become crucial here. Friends, professionals, or community groups help victims see the situation clearly. From there, building a safety plan and taking small, strategic steps becomes possible. Leaving isn't one big leap. It's a series of deliberate steps toward freedom. Once survivors recognize their worth, they can begin taking steps to reclaim their power. Awareness breaks the fog of abuse. Support gives strength and perspective. Safety plans offer structure for leaving. Let's finally consider what happens after leaving. Rebuilding resilience, life after abuse. Walking away is a huge milestone, but healing afterward is just as important. Abuse often damages self-worth, identity, and the ability to trust. Recovery involves rebuilding piece by piece. Therapy, support groups, and self-care help survivors find their voices again. They relearn boundaries, form healthier relationships, and rediscover joy. Healing takes time, but it's possible, and many find strength they never knew they had. Survivors can grow stronger with consistent support, such as abuse impacts self-esteem and identity. Healing happens through therapy and community. Boundaries and trust are rebuilt over time. Let's recap today. We explored why victims stay in abusive relationships. It's not about weakness. It's about powerful psychological forces like emotional bonds, trauma cycles, and learned helplessness. Understanding these dynamics helps us replace judgment with empathy and support. If this video spoke to you, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this video with someone who might need it. And don't miss the next video, where we'll talk about how to support someone you care about who's stuck in an abusive relationship. It's going to be an important conversation you won't want to skip. Thank you for watching, and take care of your heart and your mind.